Big money. Man, those guys just cannot get enough Bitcoin to satisfy their endless appetites. Today we had another $590 million of Bitcoin sucked off of the market in just one frickin' day. This is incredible demand, and you know what? It's not stopping, which makes the likelihood that Bitcoin is going to rise up to $50,000 in the coming weeks increasingly likely, especially when looking at the technicals. My name is Lark, and this is where you subscribe for all of the hottest and all of the latest happening out here in the crazy markets. So let's just dive straight in here and talk about Bitcoin. First, let's take a look at the charts, and I want to turn over to look at the symmetrical triangle, which we've been watching for a few days now. This is on the 4-hour charts. We're still well within this triangle, looking very healthy. Remember that this is a relatively neutral pattern, but in an uptrending market, it does tend to act as a bullish continuation pattern. Now, at this particular time, the price of Bitcoin is on a bit of a downtrend. We could be heading for a retest of that line of support, which is the bottom green line on the triangle. Now, if that happens, then this would be a great area to put in some buy orders or to put in a Bitcoin long. Now, we may not go that low, but we have just fallen below the 50-period moving average on the 4-hour chart. So this could indicate that we could be setting up for a further price decrease short term. It tends to happen when we do have these breakdowns below the 50-period moving average on the 4-hour charts. We do tend to see a few, maybe a day or so of negative price action. So stay frosty if you are trading this. That being said, we may not get that touch of the lower line since the 21-day EMA, the exponential moving average, is close below here at $34,400. And that has very frequently during this market run been a good area of price support for Bitcoin. So a good place to either buy or put in a long at once again. But if that fails, then yeah, the target is the bottom of the triangle. Now, all that being said, nothing to worry about. This is all nice, normal, healthy movement within this bigger pattern, within this triangle. The breakout from this pattern will put us on the road to $50,000. That is the implied target from this breakout. And that may take a few more weeks of, coiling up before we see that happen. But you have to remember this, $42,000. That was not the top. That was not the peak. We still have a lot of room left to run in this bull run. A big thank you to BlockFi for sponsoring today's video. Now with BlockFi, you can earn a safe and easy passive income on your cryptocurrencies. All you have to do is deposit your crypto, or you can send dollars over via an ACH transfer and buy Bitcoin directly on their website. Just let it sit in your interest account, and you're going to start earning every single month. You're going to get your interest payment. You're going to earn 6% on your Bitcoin, 5.25% on your Ethereum, 5% on your Litecoin and Paxos Gold, and 8.6% on USDC dollar stablecoins. Now, their Flex Pay option even lets you get paid in the currency of your choice. So you can actually just deposit dollars and then get paid in Bitcoin, which is a super awesome way to stack some sats with some spare dollars that you might have just kind of sitting around. And as a special bonus, if you sign up using the link down below in the description, then you are going to get a $250 bonus, or up to a $250 bonus, depending on how much you deposit. So it's actually a really great incentive for those of you who are curious to try out the service. You're going to get a little bonus for doing that as well. I've been using BlockFi for a year and a half now. Absolutely love it, and I'm sure you will too. So go ahead and check that out. Now let's talk about some of the bullish fundamentals for Bitcoin right now. This chart here shows a simple truth for Bitcoin. The higher the price of Bitcoin goes, the more Bitcoin is being taken off of exchanges and stashed away in cold storage. We have seen just incredible accumulation for Bitcoin over the last few months. As the price continues to soar, people are buying more and more Bitcoin. It's counterintuitive, I know, but humans we're funky apes, what are you gonna do? Anyway, I think that this is going to continue for a lot longer. Why? Well, because the institutional demand for Bitcoin, red fricking hot right now. Just yesterday, one day. Grayscale bought 16,244 Bitcoin, which is nearly $600 million to Bitcoin, $590 million at yesterday's market price. That's unreal. This also equates to 18 times more Bitcoin than miners are actually producing in a day. That's just mind-blowing. And I know we talk about Grayscale a lot here, but this is the best indicator of institutional demand for Bitcoin, because all that was institutions buying Bitcoin yesterday. The demand is insatiable. Now, if Grayscale continued to buy that much Bitcoin every day for the next year, and that's a lot, they don't usually buy that much, to be fair. They usually buy like 2 or 3 times the amount produced in a day. But if they were, then that would be nearly 6 million Bitcoin in a year. There's only 2 million Bitcoin available on exchanges right now, so, just do the math here. What do you think happens in this situation? We have demand dramatically outpacing the ability of miners to make more Bitcoin. We have on-exchange balances continuing to plummet, and demand is only going up. So what happens with a scarce asset? When supply goes down and demand goes up, the price goes up. Look, enjoy the consolidation period we're having right now. It's not going to last forever, so keep that in mind. Also, we got this story yesterday that CoinShares is launching a $200 million Bitcoin exchange-traded product on the SIX Swiss exchange in Switzerland. And while SIX Swiss is far from being the biggest stock exchange in the world, this is yet another $200 million purchase of Bitcoin wrapped up, since this fund is a one-for-one backed Bitcoin fund, all going to big money players playing around on the stock exchange. Oh, maybe some retail in there too, but probably a lot of big money guys, right? The US is super falling behind right now by delaying the Bitcoin ETF. They need to get that out sooner than later. When they do, of course, market moon time. There's so many options globally right now, a lot of competition going on for your dollars to get into Bitcoin. Anyway, the SIX Swiss story is just another story. Just throw it on top of our giant pile of bullish stories we've seen for the year. And look, I know it may seem hard to believe, but Bitcoin is going to go a lot higher during this market cycle. I know right now, because we've had the $42,000 kind of recent high starting to go down, you're starting to have those, so-called economists crawling out from under the rocks and saying, Bitcoin's a bubble, it's got to pop, it's going back to zero. Meh, meh. Well, let me remind you where we are actually in this cycle. This chart here shows the 4-year cycles for Bitcoin. At this point, we are about 1/3 of the way through the bull cycle, right? So there is still a very high possibility that we're going to hit $200,000 or potentially more during this cycle. We're still quite early in the cycle. We're only like a third of the way through, guys. So hodl on. This market is just getting heated up. This is just a consolidation phase, a bit of a cool off after the big run. Bitcoin's catching its breath before going higher. Anyway, your question for today: do you think that Bitcoin is going to hit $200,000 or more during this market cycle? Let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and peace out till next time.